everybody, welcome to my channel. And this will be the first official video posted to the channel, and it will be the reaction to the new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailer that was just released a couple days ago. We will be doing something different than what most reactors do. We will be watching the trailer for Ghostbusters 1, watching the trailer for Ghostbusters 2. We will be watching the teaser and trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife. We will be watching the teaser for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and then I will be officially reacting to the trailer for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. These movies, all of them, the first, Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, were a big part of my childhood, so I watched them many, many times before. Maybe you know this or maybe you don't, but sometimes when they make a trailer, they actually use different scenes than what actually make it in the movie. So I'm actually looking forward to watching the trailer for Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, because I know those movies so well, I'll be able to tell you guys actually if that's a different scene, a different cut, a different scene of the audio that they used or not. So I'll let you guys know. So with that, let's go ahead and start with Ghostbusters 1. So like I said, we're going to be keeping an eye out for audio that might not have been used in the original movie, scenes that might have not been used in the original movie.
Ghosts.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
They're real.
You do?
I had a lot of fun making some of these scenes with the ghosts, I know that.
They're here.
I always thought that scene was weird how it was sped up.
Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
They catch the ghost that won't stay dead. They're armed.
Are you gonna say the line?
They're dangerous.
Oh, you don't get to hear what she
all
says.
life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
All right, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
They're professionals.
Oh, I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal
Okay, that wasn't in the movie.
America.
That was interesting.
They're all that stands between you and the
And that
end
is
of the world.
definitely not the same.
The city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky.
Human sacrifice,
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Your
Great line.
girlfriend
I use that
lives
every now and then
in
in
the corner
conversation too.
penthouse of Spook Central.
You want this body?
Is this a trick
Question.
question?
Rick Moranis! Oh, Rick Moranis, come back to acting, please.
Got your stick? Hold! Beat him up! Smoke it! Swing him hard! Ready!
Ghostbusters. Starring
Bill Murray.
Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis,
Harold
Rick
Ramis.
Moranis.
Rick Moranis, yes.
Coming to save the world. Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
And they cut off the ending line. Nice, okay. Okay, so that was the trailer to the original Ghostbusters from 1984. As you can tell, I did mention one scene that wasn't actually in the original cut. I thought it was kind of a tease the way that they didn't finish specific lines, but obviously that makes sense. And I do think that they did a good job of not completely showing everything. You know, they didn't show you Gozer, they showed you just one image of the terror dogs, that kind of stuff. So I think that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. So, okay, on to the next one. Ghostbusters 2. The trailer for Ghostbusters 2. Interesting, starting the trailer basically at the end of the movie.
On New Year's Eve of the last decade of the 20th century, America's largest city is about to pay for the nastiness of its inhabitants.
That was always a weird scene, the way that the carriage rolls through the streets. Definitely a weird way to start the movie.
The Titanic just arrived.
When ghosts
God, that
start
scene impressed me
arriving
when I
by
was a
the
kid.
boatload,
We gotta find the guys.
And a totally different Rick Moranis.
To do.
But it's still Rick Moranis.
Sometimes weird things happen. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you gonna call?
Suck the guts, guys, with Ghostbusters.
Was
never a fan of the revamped Ecto One.
To nuke the spooks.
Two in the box. Ready to go.
They're very careful about not showing a lot of ghosts in this too.
Make some time.
Don't put any of those old cheap moves on me.
No.
It's different.
I have all new cheap moves.
Raise your spirits.
If we don't do something by midnight, you will be remembered in history.
That wasn't in the original movie.
Down into the 10th level of hell.
They changed that scene
Some
to his
slime.
office.
Looks like a giant Jello mold.
I hate Jello.
Oh, come on. There's always room for Jello.
Happy New Year. Hose 'em.
That was a weird one to see too.
Ghostbusters 2.
You're short.
I'll tell you at the end.
6 out too far, and you're a terrible burden on
They got a
your
great kid for that role. Actually, I believe it was 2 kids.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, and Ernie Hudson in an Ivan Reitman film.
That was interesting. That-
Ghostbusters 2.
That scene, I'll tell you in the recap too.
We're the only Ghostbusters.
I never saw Rick Moranis on the corner of the screen holding the trap like that either. So that was the commercial for Ghostbusters 2, and there were a couple interesting scenes in that. One that I know that I read off to you, that scene with Dan Aykroyd saying that this the whole city is going to go to the 10th level of hell. That conversation did not happen on the street like that. It actually happened in his office, so they changed something there, which was kind of interesting. And then also I noticed that scene where the lawyer was being pulled out of the room, hanging upside down, being pulled out of the room. It looks like they had done that before they completed the special effects for that scene, because if memory serves, when she's pulled out of that room, you see one of the ghosts carrying her. So that was interesting that they pushed that through without finishing the special effects. But I remember when I was a kid and I first saw that advertisement for that movie. It was actually off a cardboard cutout in the theater that I went to go see it with my mom. And I was really confused because you see the 4 Ghostbusters, but 2 of them are wearing proton packs, and 2 of them are wearing what we know now is the moon slime, the things that squirt out the moon slime. But at first I was like, what are those? That's weird. I just remember that as being weird when I was a kid, but that was back in 1989, I believe. So anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and skip forward in time, and let's watch the original teaser to Ghostbusters Afterlife. I remember first time ever watching this, it was actually on my phone, and I had gotten a notification, Ghostbusters Afterlife teaser drops, and I was like, what? So, there might be some of you that actually ask, what about Ghostbusters 2016? I'm like, look, I don't consider that to be canon with the Dan Aykroyd and the Bill Murray Ghostbusters. It is a good movie. I did not enjoy it nearly the same amount that I enjoyed the original 2, Afterlife, and hopefully how much I'm going to enjoy Frozen Empire. So that's why I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I'm not covering it in this video that I'm making. So here we go with the trailer, or I'm sorry, the teaser to Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, as you can tell, obviously this is not the same set that they used, not set, but location that they used to film the movie itself, but it still gives the same kind of feeling of what they're going after. A barn, you find out, you see the, what sounds like the proton pack trying to power up or short-circuiting before it's being fired. And then it dying right there. And the musical notes, that was cool. And then that, the original OG Ecto 1, and it just saying summer of 2020. So awesome. Exactly what you need a teaser to be. Just enough to go, ooh, this is a interesting and still leave you really wondering, that kind of stuff. So, very well done teaser. I remember where I was when I was at work when I'd first gotten the notification that this had come out, and I watched it on my phone, and I was like, oh. So, it was really cool. Anyway, okay, on to the actual trailer.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't say it.
So,
but we're completely
one of the things that I know that they did with the original Ghostbusters was
It's this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather
to try and
left us in
make
the
it
middle of nowhere.
a little funny, but also let it don't take itself too seriously, and try and play it like real.
What is that?
I don't know.
Now, for this, I have a theory. You couldn't take this movie.
A town that isn't anywhere near a
and,
tectonic plate, that has no
you know, you
phone
couldn't
lines,
take
no
original
fracking,
Ghostbusters
no
movie and put it
loud
out in
music
today's
even.
society. It wouldn't be accepted.
Shaking on a daily
So they
basis.
had to make this kind of funny, but also scary.
Hey, remember that one summer we died under
And I
a
think
table?
that they succeeded in what they did.
I found this in my living room.
I think she is perfect.
A replica.
That
replica
girl
of what?
Phoebe is perfect
A ghost trap?
to be the granddaughter of Egon.
There hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years. New York in the
And then
80s?
bringing in
It's like The Walking
podcasts to
Dead.
be kind of like the
Your dad
kooky
never mentioned this to you?
replacement of Dan
It's just
Aykroyd.
my mom.
Perfect. The character construction that they
grandfather
did, I
died.
think, is just really good.
My mom says we're just here to pick
And I
from the
remember
Love's
when we
life.
saw that in the theater, saw that or this trailer for the first time in the theater, and I saw the Petri dishes. I was like,
Who are
spores, mold, and fungus. Oh, it's Egon. So, and then the Shandor Mining Company call out. That was cool. And this, the music, the way they're using the music here, is so good.
Call it karma. I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Come on, darling.
The original Echo One. And that scene, dude, every nerd just went, oh. And then there's that scene where everyone went, oh my god, they finally see the gunner seat in the Echo One. And then the spookiness right there, those three notes. That's the perfect trailer. It is the perfect trailer to get you excited for a movie. Okay, so that was a trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife. As I already said at the ending of that, yeah, perfect trailer. Perfect trailer. It gets you excited, gave you the hints of who the bad guy is, even though you don't really see the bad guy. Also gave you the hint of seeing the dog. All you see is the paw. It just hinted to a lot of stuff that was just awesome. I remember when me and my wife went to go see this movie, and if you haven't seen Afterlife, spoiler alert, skip ahead to the next trailer. At the end, when Egon's ghost comes in to help, the rest of the Ghostbusters are able to say goodbye to him, and he's able to finally kind of come to grips with his daughter and whatnot. I leaned over and looked at my wife, and I'm like, this is a Ghostbusters movie. Why the hell am I crying? So, very emotional, especially for people who are fans of Ghostbusters. I'm a big fan of Afterlife. I think that it molded a very good amount of what is originally Ghostbusters and what is a scary movie, and found a very good way of putting them together. I'm very optimistic, cautiously optimistic about Frozen Empire, because very rarely do you get a follow-up movie that is just as good as the first one that happens within the first 5 years. Let's go ahead and go on to the teaser for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Alright, so here we go. This will be the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire teaser. A little bit longer than the Afterlife teaser, but still just enough to get you going, okay, something kind of cool is coming. No pun intended. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Good choice of music, especially with saying how hot it is.
that?
I'm wondering if they're going to explain why is it coming off the ocean. And are these icicles, are they coming down or are they coming up? That was a question when we first saw this teaser. Because that makes it look like they're coming up. The way that cab is looked on the ground. And that image. Again, those notes, that image right there is amazing. It's the same classic Ecto 1 from the first movie.
For the first time in New York history, people froze to death in the middle of July.
What is it?
The death chill. The power to kill by fear itself. Your veins turn to rivers of ice. Your bones
some good
crack.
classic scenes in what they're
And the
creating
last
here.
thing you see is your own tear ducts freezing up.
Like, literally scared to death? So cool.
That's probably not the same cut. You know, trailers like to do that. He looks like he's having a lot of fun with this movie. I really like that closing image. That you know, they did a great job with the original, or not the original, but the afterlife image of Ecto 1 in the cornfield, and that one with the firehouse being frozen and whatnot. They just, you know, they're really coming up with some iconic pictures that I hope can continue to go. I hope that they keep this franchise. I hope this movie is good so they can continue this franchise and continue pumping them out every couple years. I really hope that they can continue this going. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and move on over to my official first reaction to the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailer. Original
I've been
Ecto 1.
waiting 40 years for this.
That sounds
They
a
called
lot like
themselves Ghostbusters.
Peck.
According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving
who cares?
vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
It isn't.
It has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
Right. Well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct on both counts.
Oh,
Buddy,
did you see his
you
button?
just hit the jackpot.
He's wearing a button that says Ray of Cult.
What is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
It's a weird artifact.
The parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army
Dude,
of ghosts.
those nails.
With the power to kill by fear itself.
Like, literally scared to death?
Dude.
We might be looking at a second ice age.
There's been more than one ice age.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Can I be
Hey.
of any help?
Hey.
It's in uniform. Yes.
That looks like this.
If there's something
Hold on,
strange,
we're gonna watch this in a second. That guy was just committing suicide.
if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Quit better, Johnson.
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else?
What?
Buster makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
That was. Is that was trapped on a drone? That's cool. No. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Bringing back Slimer. I wonder if he's like actually part of it, or if he's just, you know, a little bit part. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's kind of cool. Okay, so with that, I'm actually gonna watch this a second time. because I want to break a little bit of that down that I see. That ghost that was charging at Dan Aykroyd, that ghost looked a lot like a rehash of one of the ghosts from the first one. So let's go ahead and let's watch that a second time real fast.
I've been waiting 40 years for this.
So I really like
Ghostbusters.
the fact that they didn't mess up the Ecto 1. They left it just like it was.
And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a man hanging off the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
Has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
Right. Well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
It's like they're going to just match each other, which I'm okay with.
Correct on both counts.
I want that button.
You just hit the jackpot.
I want that button that says raise a call. That's
What is
awesome.
it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
The parables tell
Is
of
that
an unimaginable
is he that guy
evil
going to turn into the
commanding an
ghost?
army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself.
And those horns that the guy's plugging into the side of his head. I wonder if see.
We might be looking at
I wonder if those are like a source of power or something like that.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform. Yes.
That ghost looks like a
If there's something
rehash.
strange,
And that is weird.
if there's
And that is
something
that a
weird,
potato?
who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters,
What do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else?
And that is how my wife looks at me.
Buster makes me feel good.
That is how my wife looks at me. And she tolerates my goofiness.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
That is awesome. A trap that's on a drone. That's the same sound file.
Yeah.
That is the same sound file of Slimer screaming as he's charging. That's cool. Okay. Let's talk about that real fast, and then we'll finish this out so you guys can go about your day. That concludes the reaction of the entire Ghostbusters commercials and trailers. I have heard that there is an international trailer that got released for Frozen Empire, but I'm just going to stick with what I've got so far. Very optimistic about Frozen Empire. It looks fun. It looks cool to expand. I'm wondering if there's going to be any other callbacks or if that is a brand new bad guy. I know that there were a lot of people who, after Frozen Empire came out, they were like, dude, we can go with the Carpathian from part 2. Maybe they just decided to create something brand new, so that's kind of cool. So as I mentioned already, guys, this is the first video that's actually going to be posted on my channel. I'm just getting out. I'm just starting. I'm still learning how to do this stuff. So please, if you leave a comment, be nice. I'm still learning how to do all this. I'm doing the editing myself. I'm doing the camera stuff myself. And as you can see, because I'm in this lovely hotel room, I actually travel for work. You'll see me sometimes recording stuff in a hotel room. You're going to see me sometimes recording stuff at home. I have high hopes to finish editing the reaction that me and my kids made for the first episode of Percy Jackson. So keep an eye out for that. Go ahead and subscribe and give me a like too. It'll help me out, start me off right. So if you got any words of wisdom, go ahead and leave them in the comments for me, all right? Thank you much. Talk to you guys later. Bye.